We're still here. We're still here. My God was that guy.
Take notes.
Big Meech.
We're here.
My man Alec Burks.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys?
Go! Can I ask you a question? So when Frank came out, right? What did you do? Because I want to tell you what I did.
Well, honestly, so today, they're talking about Alfred's hamstring injury. So I thought, given Rivers gave a kind of interview a couple of days ago and he's kind of upset, but he didn't say anything bad. He just kind of basically was honest that he's not playing. I actually really was convinced that Austin Rivers would be playing tonight instead of, I didn't think Frank was coming back. But Tibbs has been telling for the past week, they've been asking about Frank. He said he's been keeping his head down. He's working in practice. He likes what he sees. Comes out tonight and gives us a good game. Before we overrun this show with Frank, because I feel like we're going to do that, tell me your Frank thing, and then let's get into the game.
It wasn't anything big. Just that when he came out, I literally jumped off the couch and I was like, Frank! I was like, Frank is back! Frank is back! And then you called me, not at that moment, but a little bit later, and we didn't even say anything. You just looked at me and you're like, we didn't say a word.
I thought he was done.
But yes, so the Knicks got a nice win tonight against a team that, come on, they were supposed to win this game. Yeah. My only fear about them possibly not winning the game was because I know that the Sacramento Kings have lost like the last 8 of their games. So yeah. I was like, they could come out tonight kind of like with a chip on their shoulder, regardless of who they were playing, right? So what we did tonight in the fourth quarter is what all along we know that they have to do, right? When we are able to get into half of the fourth quarter and have that kind of lead, at that point, your confidence just goes through the roof. And at that point, you know that you've won the game. What they did tonight is exactly what has to happen. They have to have that extra push. And actually, to be honest, more so in the fourth than the third. The third is almost, you could kind of play around with the third a little bit, right? And keep it neck and neck. But then the fourth, the beginning of the fourth, they have to make that push. What I loved about tonight's game was something I've mentioned before several times. Everyone participated. Everyone was important. Certain people were more important at certain times.
Yep.
We got those threes from Burks in a time that like we needed them. Quickly, Derrick Rose began the game giving us points and sort of setting the momentum for the rest of the game. And he didn't have to give us anything more than that.
Yeah.
He didn't give us any more than that. So I like watching the team play like this. It makes me very happy.
This was probably, honestly, maybe the most fun game of the season outside of Randle's 44-point game, where it was fun to watch because Randle was just going crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Tonight was fun, like you said, perfectly. It was spread across the team. Alec Burks, I want to give him just specific props in that fourth because we did let it slip in the third. And when Alec Burks came out of the fourth, he was hitting everything. I've tweeted this multiple times, but Alec Burks is a NBA superstar that you put in the oven and you're baking it. But then you kept opening the door, checking too early, and you took it out at 72% done. So you didn't finish. So that's why you get Alec Burks looking sometimes like he honestly looks like these guys in the mid-2000s, guys like Jerry Stackhouse, who would just come in at shooting guard, score a bunch of points, right? The problem with Burks is that he'll get really hot and really cold. He's consistently okay, but the way he scores tends to be in bunches. Whereas a superstar, Randle's a star. You can kind of see Randle. He's pretty much always consistent. But when Burks is on like this, and I love it because guys were getting out the way to make sure Burks got the ball. I saw Randle coming up the court. Burks was on fire. He had a heat check. And he was like,
going on.
And that's a team that's playing for each other. Randle tonight, again, just every night he's doing this. He's still hitting his threes. What was he from 3 tonight? He was 2 for 4, so still 50% here. And what I liked about today's game, and it goes to your point earlier, is Randle's been carrying us. There are games that you can just see, but giving him the ball, and either he's making the pass, right, or he's hitting a contested fadeaway jump shot, which he likes from those corners, or he's getting to the rim, he's getting fouled. He's doing a lot. Tonight, I genuinely felt, especially early on, and then later on with Burks, that the weight wasn't on him only, right? And he was able to still be really good. And look, he still puts up like close to his numbers all season long. Yep. But he was able to do it in a more, it almost felt like he got his points, but didn't have to work nearly as hard because everything else.
Did he play? What did he play? Like, did he play 30? Didn't he play like 30 minutes tonight? Take a look at what
31 minutes. That's low for him.
So that's where we want to be, right? We want the production from him. in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to score 35 plus points. He can score a nice 20 something points and only play 30 minutes. So that way he's not getting worn out and tired and bullied. I was so pissed when I saw him still in and we had a 21 point lead. I was like, I heard them call his name. I was like, why is he still playing? And as I said it, they took him off. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to see. Because then I know, okay, you're not trying to like just bring him out and run him rugged. So that was nice that they were able to share some time. You got Kevin Knox there giving us a 3 at the last minute.
That's like, yeah, even Knox. I mean, yeah, you're right. You hit it on the head. Randle, these games, and you're saying we got to make sure he's good. In my head, I'm like, yeah, he's got to play the playoffs. So First of all, think about this. If Randle got injured. No.
I'm saying, so you know how I am. I like to say I have this dumb reverse psychology thing going on with me. But I'm just saying, we as a team cannot afford for him to not play even 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Forget injured. He can't even get sore. You understand what I'm saying? He can't have a sore-ish kind of knee or a somewhat sprained ankle, because what happens to the team then? Now, I'm not going to say the team would fall apart, because what I actually do believe would happen if there were any, small minor thing going on, I think the rest of the team would step up incredibly, almost as a kind of, we're doing this for you and we're all in this together. They're motivated by it. So I almost think that would happen. But I do not want to go into any kind of playoff contendership and not have him fully 100% available. So the less minutes he can play right now, sweet. Let other guys step up. And you have to give other guys a chance to play to know what's going to happen. You can't have such a tight rotation. But now we're seeing the rotation move a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
We're on a good track. I like where we're going. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, look, Obi's been playing more. You can see, I actually feel Obi the past 2 weeks, and even tonight, like he didn't play. He actually played 17 minutes, only scored 3 points. But Obi, especially the games before, more and more a part of the team, which is good to see. I want to talk about Derrick Rose because he started. I'll talk about him quickly.
Yeah.
He starts, Derrick Rose goes off. We can talk about IQ as well, who we take it for granted these days sometimes. But Derrick Rose comes in tonight for Elfrid Payton, who we're going to talk about as well, because this game showed a lot of stuff happening without Mr. Elfrid Payton there, and a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
Though I know we played the Kings, one of the, right now, their defense is garbage. But Derrick Rose came out tonight, hit his shots. He adds more spacing to the starting lineup. I think Randle just has more room to operate. Rose can attack. He can hit jumpers. You like it. But I think, and we're going to get to IQ after, but the guy tonight that everybody's going to be talking about. And, we all know the Frank talk is so much bigger than he is as a player.
So that's almost the charm of it, I think, to some of these fans. I almost feel like what happened here? Sorry, I almost feel like it's almost like a fun thing to like Frank, even if he only scores 2 points. He's obviously a fan favorite. We love Frank. You have on your Frank t-shirt.
You had the chair.
I didn't want to pull mine out because
you had the chair when he came in.
Say again.
You hear the chair when he came in?
Standing ovation. I was like, that would have been. I was doing it here in my house, and I was like, I know everyone there at the arena is standing up and giving him his. When he went to sit down, he got his round of applause.
I know. Well, listen, I'll say.
We love Frank. As a city, we love Frank, and I believe that wherever he goes, they will still love him. Meaning the Knicks.
He's a likable guy, but to the game tonight, what I saw, he hadn't played in 2 months or whatever it was.
I was looking for rusty.
Right, and we've seen Frank before. We know he's not a guy like Quickley who can just come in and play. He usually needs time and warming up to play well. Yeah. And I remember Theo Pinson tweeting out something after and saying, me and my guy Frank, and he on Instagram, and I think he's on Instagram. He didn't tweet it out. It was like an Instagram story, and he said something like, we're staying ready, so we don't need to get ready. And Frank replied with something like, yeah, staying ready. And even this week he did an interview and he proved it. He came in tonight, 3 for 6 from the field, 1 for 3 for 3. But he does all the little things. He takes the charge. He has 3 steals, I think, tonight. He makes the play where he stole the ball from De'Aaron Fox, then ran up the court, passed it to Quickley, took a step back and hit a 3. Twitter went insane because it felt like a dream. It felt like some perfect scenario you summed up in your head of the young Knicks players, right, and they're actually being on the court doing what you said, right? Frank is a good defensive guy. He's playing defense. Quickly's hitting threes. It's what he's good at. Frank came in tonight, and I think he definitely showed, again, the Kings are not a good team, but he showed he should be a part of the rotation. He does good things out there. And the last thing I'll say for this whole show becomes a Frank show is I want to hear what you have to say about him tonight. But Frank, the whole thing with Frank this entire time was like, yes, we want him to develop offensively and be able to do more. Right. But he was always a guy that was supposed to be really good when the team was good, not when you needed him to be the whole team. Right? He was never a guy on a bad team that was going to score well and do things, right? And
yeah. So what Frank does is he plays that fundamental basketball. And I know you've explained the plus-minus thing for me. When he's on the floor, it seems that we always are at a plus, right? What I was not expecting to see from him today, like you said, he comes out, he's kind of not that guy that can just get out there. So I wasn't expecting him to have the little bit of confidence that I saw him have, even to shoot. Like, he hesitates so much. So I was expecting him to really just pass. The couple of shots he took, that was nice. Good to see that. And I was actually surprised that he kind of fit in as well as he did, to be completely honest. As much as I love him and as much as I want to see him play, and I was so excited to watch him play, I'm watching him shoot the ball, and I'm like so much more nervous than watching anybody else shoot the ball. Like, I so wanted to go in for him. Like, for him only. I wanted to go in, and it's like, but it was really nice to see him on the court, and they seem to all have like a really nice camaraderie amongst them.
Oh man! So to your point, right, of him fitting in, to your point of him fitting in, really likes each other. I said you can feel the vibes. The thing is, I think Theo Pinson. I want to bring up Theo Pinson, man, because he's someone who a lot of us were like, why is he on the team? Why did they bring him over? It's a CAA thing. But Rose really likes him, Leon Rose. And Pinson is off the bench every night going crazy. He's running up, picking up players. He does so much off the bench. And I think his vibe has spread to the whole bench. You saw after, like, Frank, I think he stole the ball or got the rebound and passed it off to Obi, and Obi dunked. And RJ's on the bench going crazy. RJ's playing the guitar. Just the vibe around it. It's so good. And this stuff is what makes you a winning team, right? It's liking each other on and off the court. You have to be best friends, but you got to be able to play together. So Frank came in tonight. I think he really showed that he earned some minutes in the rotation. Good chance Austin Rivers is traded, to be honest, if this thing shakes out like this. And I want to bring up Immanuel Quickley, because in many ways, this game, and again, it's the Kings. We got to see it against better teams. Right. But in many ways, separating Rose and Quickley seemed to make them both better, right? Ooh, so we got the Rose Quickley thing early. That kind of looked good, but they've been struggling for a couple of games now. It's not been the same. Mm-hmm. And you almost get the feeling sometimes they kind of both don't know who to go next. Right. And I realized you put Rose in a starting lineup. He fit in perfectly. He knows what Tibbs wants, like the back of his hand. Right. Now I realized tonight we're quickly on the bench and Frank playing the shooting guard and kind of being the secondary point guard, not the main guy. Mm-hmm. Quickly didn't have to hesitate about who the guy was. He wasn't looking at Frank. Oh, maybe it's no. It's like, nah, Frank is going in the corner. It's my ball. And I noticed, like, both of them together. On the other end, you had Frank defending De'Aaron Fox a lot more. And so now Quickly he doesn't have to do as much work on defense. Mm-hmm. And on offense, he's more energized. He has more control. I was worried, not worried. I wouldn't say worried, but we did mention in the past couple of games, Quickly being maybe a little bit more timid, maybe thinking a bit more. And I thought tonight, he just came out and was like, nah, we shooting, son. Yeah, he did. And he knows how to get the foul calls. And he knows how to score, and he knows how to score at the free throw line. So 12 for 12. Yeah, like his mom is proud because that's what she told him to do. But so we were talking about him the last couple of games. I mean, he had those few off games, right? He had those few off games, him and Rose, where they couldn't score any points at all, and that's going to happen. But he's not the kind of person that's going to let that affect his confidence at all. Yep. So he's able to come out tonight and give us some nice points and have that same bouncy game again. And, it was fun. Good. So I got a name in my head, but obviously, Twitter was going wild with what are we calling the Frank and Quickley backcourt? Oh, the right? Frank and Quickley. Frank Rivers, just to get it out there. Is it Frankly? Rivers and Quickley was Quivers, right? Uh-huh. Derrick Rose and IQ, you gave that nickname. Oh, I said Rosalie. Rosalie.
Yeah.
So let me hear your Frank and Quickley backward name.
It has to be Frankly.
That's what I said.
It has to be Frankly. It can't be anything else.
I said it should be called Frankly Speaking. But here are the other ones, right? We have Quick Smoke, which I really like because, Frankie smokes, Quick Smoke.
Right.
There's Ntilikina floating around as well. I saw what did I say? I saw Immanuel Quickley, but that didn't really work. Regardless, I like what I saw from Frank and Quickley together tonight.
Right.
And theoretically, if you just think of what they are as players and who Frank has been, especially I would say last year. Last year, Frank definitely took a step forward. You really see they make sense. They make sense, right? Frank doesn't want to be the main guy with the ball.
Right.
Can't do it. He can do it a little bit when every now and then, but he's not going to be the guy you want every possession. Quickley is.
Yep.
And in the other end, Frank playing defense, Quickley shooting more because he's not playing with Rose and maybe he feels like he knows he's in control.
Right.
I listen again. It's the Kings.
Yeah.
I want to see this going forward. Let's get into your. You got a quote?
Yeah, I have a couple quotes. So this one, I was talking to someone about this earlier today as well, and this is from. I can't read it now because it gets. Okay, I got it. So the Knicks need another big man to replace the absence of Mitch while he's out on the DL. Gene Pacarino. So this is so true because the thing is, Julius Randle, as great as he's playing, and yes, he's going to be out. He's our number one guy. Has to have a second guy who's another big man. Center who can bully and rough up the other team.
Yeah.
And can score. He can't be the only one. Every team, some teams have three. Namely, yeah. Anyway, he can't be the only one. It's almost unfair. I think every single team has at least two guys and has their big man, right? Now, I know Mitch is that guy for us, but Mitch is also still on the sort of slim, slender side, right? So I do think that I agree with this comment. And what do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
This is interesting. I am torn on this. So yes, obviously, I mean, to be fair, shout out to Taj Gibson as well tonight. We didn't put him up here with the stats, but
we did not. Yeah, we did not.
I love everything about Taj. Taj and Frank, when they were playing together, I'm like, these guys are like the same player. They just want to do the right thing, do the dirty work, do the defensive work. So it's really fun watching Taj out there tonight. He played 24 minutes and had 9 points and 7 rebounds. So he was really good. Now, again with the big man thing. So there's rumors about Andre Drummond, who plays for the Cavs and is in the last year of his contract. So they're definitely looking to trade him. Now, his contract ends this year, so in a way, the Knicks could just kind of have him for 4 months or 3 months or whatever, and then not sign him because he's going to get money. And I would not sign Andre Drummond to money at all because we have Mitch, and it makes no sense to me to sign Drummond, at least right now. But I don't really want to trade for him because I feel like the chemistry is so legit, and I think Mitch is not going to be gone that long.
Not long, right?
Not to mention, Mitch is missing the All-Star break, which is perfect because nothing's happening for us then. So I'm kind of on this side of yo, listen, if Mitch is going to be back in maybe a month from now, 5 weeks from now, we get through All-Star break, we kind of just stay afloat. I don't know if we need to make a change where we're really affecting the team that much. Though I know Leon Rose, that they're not sitting pat, they're making moves. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, we will need big man help against some better teams. But Noel and Taj have definitely been given their all. And I will say this: remember, Obi isn't really a 5, but he's a big man as well. So you notice Obi's getting more minutes now. So I'm like, the Knicks aren't perfect during this stretch, but it leads to more Obi minutes as opposed to bringing in a whole other big man.
Right.
The rotation. I'm like, you got to think short and long term at the same time,
Yeah. Well, I'm all about, and I always have been, I'm all about building and breeding our own stars right here.
Yeah.
Right? So if Obi could become that person and could become not a superstar, but a star, or if it's Mitchell and he could become a star, or whoever it is who's on the team right now, they could step up and be that person. That's fantastic. But Julius does need to have another guy who's right up, who's almost kind of neck and neck with him in a way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If we're trying to be a good team at any point in the near future, Julius can't do it alone. And now I'm not worried about that simply because I think that is happening 100%. Right? They are going to push for a Bradley Beal trade or a Zach LaVine trade before long. It may not be this deadline. It may not be this summer. But I'm telling you, if those two players actually end up on the trading block or they really want to leave, 100% we're going to be involved because we've actually sat out a couple of the big trades that happened recently. I think because we weren't ready and it didn't make sense at the time. Like the Harden one, right? We could have easily given the Nets what they might have wanted for Harden, a lot of picks and all that stuff. But it didn't make sense for us at the time. With Julius emerging now, I think there's a good chance we could see things change.
I have one more comment, and this is, I've been doing my employee reviews at work, right? So I'm doing my one-on-one employee reviews. So our favorite employee because he's a Knicks fan, but he literally said this to me. He was like, so we finished the one-on-one meeting, and he got up and he said to me, I'm sleeping so much better right now, and I'm just a happier person. And I was like, yeah. And he said, yeah, because the Knicks are actually good. Like he genuinely, and I knew exactly what he meant, and I know that Knicks fans out there, because I know Knicks fans out there feel the same way. It's like we're still one under 500, which is not good, right? And if any other team, we heard that, they're like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And we are all so happy. But what we're happy about, I think, is seeing the development of this team, seeing them improve, each one of them like individually, seeing everyone contribute to the game, and seeing good basketball and actually being able to say, yo, they played good basketball tonight. And you know that you're seeing that because you're seeing comments from other teams' fans and they are talking about us. So we do know, and that's why we're so happy as Knicks fans right now. Talando's sleeping better. That means that he's working better at work too.
You summed it up. They're just joy right now in the Knicks fan base, and it's good. It's good. It is good. It's good to finally watch these Knicks score 140 points.
Yeah.
The Knicks to score 140 points.
I have a question for you. Where will you be around 5 o'clock this Saturday?
In this garden, in the city. Provided the COVID test comes back good. I'm just home. I'm just home doing videos.
We went for our PCP COVID test today in Williamsburg and spent too much money to get it. That's another story. But yes, hopefully they're both negative, and we'll be at the game on Saturday, and we will. We're definitely going to be talking from the garden. So.
Oh yeah, we probably just go live and talk to you guys. Yeah, definitely. Knicks win. Very, very good night. We love you, New York. Let us know in the comments, man. What are your thoughts? It's so much fun to watch these games and just be happy and be a fan. Like none of the extra, the criticisms or just like, wow, great stuff. We play, so it's the Pacers on Saturday. That should be a good one. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. See you guys next time.